What's up, y'all? Straight to the point. Please hit the like, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball as well as boxing community, and salute to all of my people that rock with me, day ones as well as my new subs too as well. Hope everybody's having a good holiday, or at least what's left of it. We got New Year's coming up right now. Man, it's like we already in 2025. Damn, lady don't know how to draw, man. Wait for some people to get up in here, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Appreciate everybody supporting your boy, man. Yeah, man, go ahead, share it. Share this video, Ted, man. Get it out there, man. And please hit the like when you come in here. Share this video, please. Share it, man. You know, man, I encourage y'all to share the videos, man, because I want people to see this, man. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be out in the algorithm. You know, I don't just make. You know, I'm not gonna put this content out just, you know, to keep it amongst ourselves or anything like that. Nah, I want everybody to see it, man. I want everybody to see it. So please, share the video if you can. You know what I'm saying? If you can. If you can't, I understand. Oh, man. Stuff flying all over the road. All right. Salute to you, Ted. I see you in here. Salute to you, Zach. So, this is what's going on. According to reports, the New York Post, Luka Doncic would fall, as you know, in the game, in the Christmas game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now Luka is going to be out for a month with calf issues. Now, as you know, this has been an issue with Luka before, but now he's going to be out for a month. Is it time for Dallas to hit the panic button? Not actually. You said Luka out of shape. Nah, I wouldn't even say Luka's out of shape. He's actually having a pretty good season. But you know, you got to realize, I wouldn't even blame it. Salute to you too, Carter. I wouldn't even blame it on Luka being out of shape, because you got to realize he played in the Olympics, and Luka was working out in the off season, and you got to also realize Luka did. You know, he played all the way up in, you know, to the finals. So Luka's not out of shape, man. Now you could have said that probably either last season or even the season before that, even the season that they went to the Western Conference Finals. Salute, fam. You serious? Yeah, that is a big blow. But like I said, Stephen. I didn't say it yet, but I was posing the question, and also I'm gonna let y'all know I'm gonna open up the panel. I'm gonna open up the panel a little bit later. Okay, for those of y'all that don't that want to pull up too. We're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of different issues. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna open up the panel. But yeah, if you're just coming in, Luka is out for the season. Not the season. I'm sorry, a month. He's out for a month. He's out for the month, not the season. A month. All right. And he's going to be dealing with calf issue. Now, in Luka's defense, he played in the Olympics, man, and he's been, he's had a pretty good season. Now, here's the twist to everything. Kyrie Irving needs to get his just due and his flowers too, especially if they go above 500 and they do pretty good without Luka, just like they did when Luka was gone, which some of y'all tried to argue with me about, because Kyrie Irving was an MVP. He's in the MVP conversation. A lot of people try to sit up here and try to argue with me saying that, but he averaged 20, I think it was like 26, 25, 26, between 25, 27 points, and was, of course, was 50, 40, 90 while Luka was gone. And on top of that, I think it was 6 games that Luka was gone, he went 5-1. What's up with it, the real? I see you in here. Dallas finna go on a winning streak without Luka. They play better without him. Now, I don't know about winning streak, but they will win some games. And Kyrie Irving likes that type of freedom to do what he wants to do. It's not taking it. It's not like he doesn't like playing with Luka or whatever. But we know that Kyrie Irving likes to have the ball and have the usage to himself a lot to operate and go to work. And on top of that, you got to realize that we're forgetting about Klay Thompson. And salute to Klay Thompson for moving up on the 3-point list. And I'm gonna talk about that later, about all this people thinking that he hating on Steph Curry and all that other bullshit. It's just nonsense. But I'm not gonna hit the panic button for Dallas or whatnot. Now, I've said this before, okay? The real Ted, everybody up in here. Dallas is not going to the finals again. They're not beating OKC. OKC, I don't even think they could beat Houston. Because you got to realize, OKC won 5 straight. Both of those teams that won 5 straight. Oh, they're not done, but they're not going to the finals. They're not going to the finals, man. OKC is more hungry. They beat them last year, but the NBA let Dallas go ahead and go in there. They got Kyrie, they'll be okay. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Salute to Cypress. Salute to the brother Cypress TV. Make sure y'all go sub to him. Mavs finna make the final. That's cap. No, they're not. And the Knicks got a very good chance, but the question is, do they have enough strength to beat Boston? I mean, we all know, yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, he's a stud during the season. But as Cypress has mentioned before, as the brother Cypress TV has said before, Karl Anthony Towns in the playoffs, man, he be jacking up shots. It's like he's got a Ravens mentality. He forgets how to play his style. He forgets how to go to the cup in the postseason. Man, I guess the real thing is everybody is old, man. He called you Unc. I'm glad he didn't call your ass Grandpa. You said Cat has a better bag. A better bag? What do you mean, like a better bag? I mean, he still plays the same way, man. But better than who? Karl Anthony Towns is as good as Karl Anthony Towns is. He's not better than Giannis. Okay, who has a ring at Defensive Player of the Year. Let's talk about big. He's not better than Jokic, who has a ring and is an MVP. Got multiple time MVP and a Finals MVP. Okay, like who is the? Come on, man. Hell, it's looking like Karl Anthony Towns. And I know this is going to trip y'all out when I say this. I would rather have Derek Lively than Karl Anthony Towns. Hell, I'd rather have Jared Allen right now than Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, like not as skill wise, but in terms of how they've done. Because I mean, he got to the Western Conference Finals. You got to give him that. But in terms of skill wise and accomplishments, Joel is better. But who's more durable? Karl Anthony Towns. He's way more durable than Joel Embiid. I give Karl Anthony Towns just a slight edge over Joel Embiid. Man, Wemby is gonna be 10 times better than Karl Anthony Towns. Like Wemby knows. See, y'all think that Wemby just sits out there and shoot threes. No, he knows when to attack the basket, and he knows when to pull up. Like he keeps the defense guessing, and that's the difference. You're talking about a bag. Victor Wembanyama has a bag. Victor Wembanyama at this stage of his career already has a bag, and as soon as he starts all this stuff that y'all talk about, oh yeah, man, he needs to back to the basket and he needs to post up. As soon as he starts progressing with Hakeem Olajuwon, as well as some of the other bigs that are going to constantly be in his ear, because KG is going to take him under his wing. KG is notorious. KG and Hakeem Olajuwon are notorious for taking bigs under their wing and giving them information. Don't forget, KG worked with Mo Bamba. KG worked with Karl Anthony Towns. He worked with Joel Embiid. He worked with Giannis. And he worked with DeAndre Ayton. I remember DeAndre Ayton, Joel Embiid, and Thon Maker. They were all they all worked with KG. Go look it up. But y'all don't like hearing that. Y'all don't like hearing that Wemby is already better than Karl Anthony Towns at this age. Plus, he plays better defense than Karl Anthony Towns would even dream of. Better rim protector. I don't even, with Wemby, I don't even focus on his offense so much. I look at what he could do, how he dominates on defense. He's a 7'4" guy that can not only be a nightmare on offense, but he's a nightmare on defense. Who does that remind you of? It reminds you of Wilt Chamberlain. Now, I'm not saying that he's as good as Wilt Chamberlain and no shit like that. I'm not saying that, but that's when Wilt Chamberlain had first hit the league. He was a nightmare because he changed the course of the game. They had never seen anybody like Wilt Chamberlain before. And y'all want Wemby to be like Shaq and all this other stuff, man. Listen, if you're looking for guys to be like Shaquille O'Neal and just stand under the paint and spin off a nigga and dunk the majority of the time. Look, that we're not in that era. Let's just get off of that. If you're looking for guys to be a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and throw up hook shots and all that other stuff, like, dream on. It's just not happening. Y'all want Wemby to be Shaquille O'Neal. He doesn't even have the body type for Shaquille O'Neal. He's way quicker. Okay, he's way quicker than Shaquille O'Neal was. He has better ball handling ability than Shaquille O'Neal did. Now his power, he doesn't have the power like Shaquille O'Neal. He has a better shot than Shaquille O'Neal. He's a better rim protector than Shaquille O'Neal. Rebounding, hell, I would say Shaquille O'Neal has a slight edge on rebounding, but he's a better overall defender than Shaquille O'Neal was. Shaquille wasn't Shaq. He was a good defender in college, but when he got to the NBA, that changed because he never led the league in block shots, and he never led the league in rebounding as a center. But yeah, man, if you're in here, yeah, Luka is going to be out for a month. Luka out for a month, man. Now Kyrie, and there's going to be a vendetta against Kyrie, regardless. It's always going to be a vendetta against Kyrie in the NBA. They always got something against this dude. Kyrie can carry a team. They still gonna hate on him. Watch how this plays out. I guarantee you, if the Mavericks start winning, they're not gonna give Kyrie his credit. Hell, they'll credit Jason Kidd before they credit Kyrie Irving. And I've already said that he's an MVP candidate because Kyrie Irving has been in more games this season. He's been holding it down, especially if he goes on like just real big ass scoring explosions. That's a wrap. What's up with it, K Dizzle? Freestyling is cool for Wemby regular season, but the playoffs is a half court game. He could do that too. He could do that too. Yeah, I mean on both offense and defense too. Like I'm telling you, man, you're looking at enjoy all of his mistakes right now while you can, K Dizzle. Don't forget, all of the greats had flaws in their game that they needed to work on. Let's take it to the very beginning, right? Let's talk about Michael Jordan, right? For as great as Michael Jordan was, what was his problem? He didn't have a consistent jump shot. People would leave Jordan wide open, and more often than none, I mean, he would miss them. But he was getting, he was getting to the cup so easy and stuff with his athleticism and stuff, and his breakaway game, that his field goal percentage was high, but he needed to work on his shooting. And also, a lot of people don't talk about this. I talk about it. And Jordan is my favorite player, but what was his flaw too? Ball handling. He even said that. Kenny Smith has said that. Okay? Kobe Bryant needed to work on his shot. Okay? He needed to work on his shot, needed to get better at the end of games, and needed to be a better team player. Needed to know how to use his team. He needed to work on in that area of the paint. I would say about the mid-range. You saw it a little bit there, but he needed to get moved. Back for that time, you had to have, as a guard, you had to have, to utilize your back to the basket. And he didn't have quite yet that in his arsenal. But what did he do? He studied and he got better. And then he became such a master at it that he was able to draw the contact and get guys up in the air and get to the line. And he became a smarter player because he realized, okay, I'm going to be playing in the half court. Right. Y'all don't talk about the guys that needed to work on stuff. Shaquille O'Neal never got better. I mean, free throw was horrendous. His free throw shooting was horrendous. You know what I'm saying? And Shaq was would always come in out of shape, man, out of shape and unprepared for the off season. And what did that ended up doing, man? That ended up shortening his career. Magic Johnson wasn't a good shooter. What did he do? He consistently shot the ball to where he could become a decent shooter. He wasn't like lights out or nothing like that. But at the free throw line, I think he ended up climbing up to above 80 for the course of his career. Everybody got flaws, man. When they come in, Jason Kidd, he wasn't a great shooter. Everybody got their flaws, man. And they actually were patient with those guys. Y'all aren't patient with Wemby. Y'all act like Wemby is in year 2. He's not in year 12. If he's in year 12 and he's still doing the same shit, okay, then we're having a different conversation. But like I said, man, enjoy the progression with Wemby. And then on top of that, you gotta look at this too. I look at it from a business standpoint. You gotta think about the rating. Listen, man, a lot of people were watching that the Knicks versus the San Antonio game. Because they wanted to see Wemby on display. They wanted to see what this guy could do. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as he started heating up, because at first everybody, when I think he went he was like 2 for 6 or 2 for 7 beginning the game. As soon as he started heating up, man, everybody was starting to talk about Wemby, and then he was just knocking down shots, coming through the lane, playing defense, hustling. This guy's tenacious, man. And I understand they lost, but the Spurs are better than what they were last year. They got a lot of athletic guards. They got a couple of athletic guards. They got CP3, the veteran. They can pick his brain. But the only thing I got to say is wait and see, man. Wait and see. But yeah, Wemby is Wemby is the guy that you want on your team. But like I was saying, man, with the Mavericks, you're gonna see Kyrie Irving like you really never seen him before. He's already used to this. He's used to Luka going out, man. Luka, he has a history of being out, from time to time because of injuries, and I think Zach had mentioned it earlier, if I'm not mistaken. He was talking about how Luka could be out of shape. It was Carter. He could tend to be out of shape and stuff like that, but I'm not going to blame it on him being out of shape this time. I just think that, he did have an awkward fall, and this dude, I will give Luka this. He did play in the Olympics, man, and played in the finals too. Played in the finals, man. That's a lot of mileage. He's been deep in the playoffs. I think three of the last 3 of the last 4 seasons, 5 seasons, he's been deep in the playoffs because he got um, no, it was I think it'll be 2 out of the last 3 seasons because they missed the playoffs that one year. Then they went to the Western Conference Finals uh, that year, and then they went to the finals just this last season. Yay and nay on Clay trade for the Mavs. Has it paid dividend yet? Absolutely. Absolutely, it's paid off. They you got to look at how Clay is playing, man. Like Clay, he moved up on the all-time three-point list too. Clay loves it there, man. It's paid off. Now you got to question. Look at Golden State. Now they're starting to digress just a little bit. Now they started off hot, with Buddy Hield and everybody else that's on there. You know what I'm saying? But look at how Dennis Schroeder is doing. K Dizzle, I think. And shout out to Two Raw for TV because he pointed this out. Dennis Schroeder is shooting horrendous, man. Dennis Schroeder, since he got there, he's shooting like 28%. Klay Thompson, since he got to Dallas, Klay Thompson been balling, and on top of that, he's looking somewhat like the old Klay. Yes, it's paid off. He's a Jason Kidd type of player, and when I say that, K Dizzle, you already know how Jason Kidd was. Jason Kidd is all of, a lot of people don't know this. He's a defensive point guard, man. Jason Kidd was. And he preaches defense, man. And he wants somebody to fall in line. Clay is the guy that's gonna fall in line. So I think it's paid off. I think it's really paid off. Um, I guess, and don't think that I'm biased or anything like that, but I just think that uh, Klay Thompson is what they needed now. I just don't know about them getting to the finals because I don't think that they have enough for OKC, man. I don't think they have enough for the Rockets neither, man. The Rockets, man, you got to be, K Dizzle, man, you need to be talking about your Rockets. I think you're a Rockets fan too. You need to be looking at your Rockets. You know the Rockets have won 5 straight, right? Let's be clear about that. The Rockets have won 5 straight. Take the Rockets seriously. Take the take OKC serious. I'm taking them all serious, man. This is not the same. It's not the same Rockets team. It's not the same. It's not the same OKC team. No, these teams are entirely different. And I think I think it was Cyphers. He pointed this out. We got to look at the coaching. Like we know what Ime Udoka brings to the table, but uh Dognaut, he was coach of the year last season. You said I definitely have my eyes on the Rockets mostly because I want to see you may do well, but I take the Grizz over the Rockets in the fourth two. Whew, I don't know the Grizzlies. It's going to depend on the health of Edie, man. Listen, I like Edie. Everybody knows I wanted him and DJ, um, oh boy from NC State. I wanted him and DJ to come in as bigs who were gonna also fill that void along with Wemby. I want to bring the big man game back, man. Like, but Ja, like as good as Ja is, you got to worry about Ja because Ja. Sometimes he could get those injuries, K Dizzle, and you're like, damn, man. It just it becomes a curveball. It's like, damn, man, Ja out again. It's kind of like with Luka. And that's what you got to worry about. Nothing wrong with his skill. He could carry it. He could carry the load. I do worry about Ja. If he plays against guards that's just as quick and just as fast as him, he'll have a problem with that. Like when he played against Max Christie. Max Christie for the Lakers, he was keeping up with Ja. He was staying in front of Ja, and he made Ja have a very off shooting night. So the reason why I mention that is because you look at Houston. If they happen to face up with Houston, they got guys on that perimeter, man, that could keep up with Ja Morant. But Houston has won 5 straight. OKC has won 5 straight. Uh, OKC got the second best record in the league. They're 24-5. The Cavs, no, I think what's their record, man? They got the second. I think the Cavs, I think, are 26-4, 27-4, something like that. And OKC is 26-5 or something like that. They got the second best record in the league besides the Cavs. You said P.J. Washington been stepping up. Yeah, P.J. Washington's always been tremendous. Like the Mavericks are a very good coach team. I don't understand that, man. You're gonna have to translate that. You know what I'm saying? They're a very good coach team, man. But PJ Washington has always been a force. Guys like Derek Lively. Y'all thought I was insane for saying, keep mentioning Derek Lively. Derek Lively is a blessing to any team. Because you got a guy, man, that's young, coming off the bench. He does what was needed, and on top of that, he brings impact. He don't even need to score that much. A lot of people don't realize that Derek Lively out of Duke, he never even averaged that much. But it was his energy. It was him being tenacious. You said Edie went for 21, 16, 5 last night. He's finally figuring out. Get your butt down low. Listen. Like I said, it's good that he's doing that, K Doodle. But he got to be consistent in terms of staying in there. He's had a few injuries. He had injuries in preseason, man. No, they don't. No, they don't, man. No, they don't. They're not going to the finals this year, Steven. They're not going to the finals. They're not going to beat OKC. They're not beating OKC. Who's going to stop SGA? Who's going to stop Jalen Williams? You got, Chet Holmgren. You got like Chet Holmgren can't get into his bag, so to speak. I don't have the and if Dallas goes to the finals, yeah, you know me, I'm a man of my word. K Dizzle, Stephen Green, y'all know I'll come on here and I'll say, hey, I was wrong. Stephen Green was right. I know you're gonna go on your channel and be like, hey, Polo, I told you and all this other stuff. I don't need you to do that. I'll come on here and I'll say, hey, Stephen is right. But I don't believe that they're going. Y'all know I'm a man of my word. It's just like when when the brother shout out to Tiki TV when when I think it was when the Mavericks made it to the Western Conference Finals. I didn't think that the Mavericks. Hey, don't be mad. Hey, listen, don't be upset. Don't be upset, man. But when the Mavericks made it to the Western Conference Final that year, I had to give Ticket his flowers. He was right. He was 100%. And I think we had we had like a difference in opinion of who was more important for that team, Luka or Jalen Brunson. I didn't say who was the better player. I said who was more important, and I said Jalen Brunson because of what he brings to the table. Like if you're talking about an overall better scorer and all this other stuff, of course people gonna pick Luka. They look at him as a franchise, but now you're seeing what Jalen Brunson is doing in New York. But nah, I don't have Dallas going, man. And like I said, I like um what they're doing and stuff, man. But see, Kyrie, man, I think he's been in the gym. Listen, man, if they happen it if they happen to go to the finals against Boston again, will Kyrie play better, man? Because let's just call it what it is. Both him and Luka did not play that good. Stephen Green, I think you fail to realize that. So, like I said, man, I just wanted to get on here, talk a little bit about Luka and the situation that's going on. We're gonna see how this all plays out. I have a I have a big feeling that Kyrie is just gonna put the team on his back, um, do the unthinkable. Who do I have winning Rookie of the Year? Oh man, um, it's really tough, but I think I got McCain up there. Um, I would probably have to go with McCain. Zach Edey. Zach Edey he's having a good season, but I don't think he's going to be able to qualify because it depends on how many games he's missed or whatnot. Um, but I'm gonna have to go with my the hometown kid, man. Well, the guy with on our franchise, Jared McCain. Stefan Castle is having a good season with the Spurs. I think he's having a tremendous season that nobody's talking about. If you watched them play on Christmas, K Dizzle, you see he was one of the athletic guards that I was talking about. But I would have to go McCain. You got to think about it. Look at what McCain has been faced with. McCain has been faced with uh, a guy in Joel Embiid who can't seem to stay healthy. He's been dealing with the injuries to Paul George. He's been dealing with the injuries to Tyrese Maxey. He's had to play without uh, all of those guys, without them being in the lineup at times. And then also, he's been hurt himself. He had a concussion. He had a concussion himself, and guess what? Because he hit his head on the floor when he hit the floor. He hit his head on the floor, and guess what? He was back. He said, "Keep your eyes on Jalen Wells, leading all rookies in scoring and 3-point makes." Yeah, but I look at stuff like that, man. He's doing it, man. He's been holding it down with three guys who are considered, well, two guys that are considered superstar. I consider Maxey a franchise player, especially the way that he's been playing. To me, in my eyes, he's our franchise player. But yeah, I'm gonna keep eyes on Jalen Wells. But right now, man, I got to go with Jared McCain, man. I guess I'm being biased because listen, everybody, like over the last, I would say over the last 5 games, Maxey has been averaging 31 and 7 assists, shooting like damn near 50% almost. He's like at 47, 48%. Edie's balling, but he got to stay healthy. Edie balling, but y'all know I like Edie. What's his name? K Dizzle. You weren't here like earlier before the season had started, but people were coming on my channel saying that Edie was trash and all this other stuff. I said nah. I think the brother Matt Moses, he didn't like Edie that much. I said nah. Edie fills the void. Well, I mean, he was an all-star last season. Now I know some people they're gonna be, oh man, he was a replacement and all this other stuff. Nah, he was clear cut all-star because he had got most improved last season too. Maxey's on a whole nother level, man. Y'all have gotten so used to making so many excuses for Joel Embiid that when you see a guy that's putting in hard work and putting in the time and stuff, and it's starting to come to life, it's hard for y'all to face the facts. That's what I was telling my homie, BJ for Pull Up Podcast. Shout out to Pull Up Podcast. It's nothing personal with Joel Embiid, but Maxey is thriving, man. You know what I'm saying? He goes out, takes care of his business. If he needs to call you out, he'll call you out. He called out Joel Embiid, and that's what you gotta like. Yeah, like at some point, man, you gotta stop being nice. You gotta stop being nice. Kobe figured that out early, man. You gotta stop being nice. When he got on Shaquille O'Neal about him, his work habits and stuff like that. Shaquille O'Neal didn't like it, but he had to respect it. Y'all don't respect guys. Listen, everything is ass backwards now. Like, it's just like the league. I'm gonna talk about this later. It's just like the league. Y'all want to have a 40-year-old man still carry this league or whatever and still market around him when you're supposed to be marketing around the young talent, putting that young talent at the forefront. Y'all would rather market around just, and I don't have no problem with the 3-point shot, but that's all y'all want to cater to is the 3-point shot instead of having a mixture of defense, instead of having a mixture of post play, instead of having a mixture of transition points, stuff like that. We're ass backwards. So when you see a guy that stay hurt, not accomplishing anything, second round exit even first round exit if we count last season. Crying and begging for MVPs. Come in every now and then scoring and think that's good for your legacy. Y'all think that's great, but then when you got a guy in Maxey that's putting in the work, he's in the offseason, coming in ready, in shape, not missing no games, getting better every season, including the playoffs. Y'all don't look at that. Y'all still call this motherfucker the face of the franchise. Get up out of here. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Like, share, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community. Till then, man, I'm gone.